Favorite row definitely would have to be the Hermes row. And this one here is really special. If my house is on fire, I would take this one out of all of them.
I was like, Coach, did you draw mommy's purse?
Literally spent $60,000 on this purse. Look what my daughter did to my purse.
Luxury bags carefully handcrafted in China. The viral TikToks from Chinese factory workers, the internet is now in a frenzy over claims that some of the most iconic designer bags are actually born in the East.
What if I told you the queen of luxury herself, Kylie Jenner, just walked away from one of the most iconic fashion houses in the world? What if the $20,000 Hermes bag that used to scream power, money, and exclusivity is now seen as a symbol of a dying brand? Because that's exactly what's happening. Right now, Hermes is spiraling. Their latest earnings missed expectations. Stores are empty, customers are pissed, and just when they needed a win, the ultimate influencer publicly dumped them without a second thought. But this isn't just about Kylie Jenner. This is about the death of an illusion. Hermes built its empire on one thing: exclusivity. But in 2025, that illusion is falling apart in real time. Behind the scenes, factory leaks, buyer backlash, and viral whistleblower videos have exposed the ugly truth behind the brand. And now, even the celebrities who once begged for a Birkin are calling it quits. So what happened? Why is Hermes collapsing in public? And how did one comment from Kylie Jenner light the match that might burn it all down? Stick around, hit that subscribe button, and let's break down the luxury lie that no one saw coming. Kylie Jenner, arguably one of the most influential fashion figures of the last decade, just delivered a blow that Hermes didn't see coming. Under a viral Instagram post where users were slamming Hermes for allegedly faking exclusivity, Kylie chimed in. Her words? Simple, but deadly. Yeah, I just feel I'm not into this stuff as much anymore. Sure, I have some favorite things, but I think I will sell a lot of things to donate the money. That's not just a passing comment. That's a message. For a brand that relies almost entirely on celebrity culture to maintain its image, Kylie's words are a nuclear strike. She didn't just say she's done, she implied that Hermes products no longer hold any real value, that they're worth dumping, maybe even giving away. It wasn't long before screenshots of her comment went viral across TikTok and X. Fans started joking about selling off their Birkins. Luxury resellers panicked, and influencers who once flaunted their Hermes collections began going quiet. The message was clear. If Kylie doesn't want it, why should anyone else? But this isn't just about one celebrity ditching a brand, because what came next proved just how fragile Hermes' reputation really is. For decades, Hermes sold us a fantasy that their bags were crafted in sacred Parisian ateliers by artisans who trained for years, maybe even decades. But recently, that fantasy cracked, and now it's crumbling. A wave of viral TikToks emerged showing people who claim to be the very manufacturers behind those $20,000 Birkin bags. Not French craftsmen in crisp white gloves, factory workers from China. And their message? Clear. These bags aren't rare. They're just marketed that way. In the videos, workers say they produce Hermes bags, and not just for special orders. In bulk, day after day, row after row. The same exact models celebrities clutch in paparazzi shots, being mass-produced under the radar. Viewers were stunned. They'd spent years believing they were buying into exclusivity. Instead, the truth seems closer to mass luxury at designer prices. And the worst part? Hermes didn't deny it fast enough. No press statement, no strong denial, just silence, which only made the accusations feel more believable. One viral commenter summed it up perfectly. So, we're paying 20 grand for something that costs $300 to make? And just like that, the illusion shattered. If this scandal had broken during a strong sales quarter, Hermes might have brushed it off, but it didn't. It came at exactly the wrong time. In the first quarter, Hermes posted some of its weakest numbers in years. Analysts expected the Asia-Pacific region, one of their strongest markets, to grow by 4%. Instead, it barely scratched 1.2%. And remember, this is a brand that's usually immune to downturns. The numbers spooked investors. Hermes shares dipped. Luxury insiders started whispering something was off. Some even say Hermes is trying to mask the slump by hiking prices. Starting May 1st, prices are set to rise again, not to match inflation, not to reflect material cost, but to protect the illusion of prestige. One luxury consultant told the press, When brands raise prices during a slowdown, it's usually not confidence, it's desperation. Meanwhile, customers aren't biting. Boutique visits are down, waitlists are evaporating, and for the first time in years, people are starting to admit out loud, maybe a handbag shouldn't cost more than a car. But the biggest red flag? That came next. If you've walked into a Hermes boutique lately, you've probably noticed something eerie. They're empty. Not just of products, but of people. All over TikTok and Reddit, shoppers are sharing videos of deserted Hermes stores. No velvet rope lines, no security guards managing foot traffic, no clinking champagne glasses, just silence, and racks of untouched handbags. And it's not just in one city, it's everywhere. From Paris to Tokyo to New York, the once bustling Hermes boutiques are now ghost towns. Insiders say Hermes has quietly lowered the barriers to getting a Birkin. Once upon a time, you had to spend thousands on other items, scarves, belts, perfumes, just to be considered for a bag. Now, first-time shoppers are walking out with Birkins. No waitlist, no prerequisites. What used to be unobtainable is now just another luxury purchase. And that change might be fatal, because the entire appeal of Hermes was that you couldn't just buy a Birkin. You had to earn it, work for it, prove yourself. That was the status symbol. Now that mystique is gone. The magic, gone. And with it, the willingness of customers to spend 5 figures on a product that no longer feels exclusive. Faced with viral outrage, tumbling prestige, and growing skepticism, Hermes is doing what every old luxury brand does when it starts to lose its grip. They're raising prices. Starting May 1st, the company plans a major price hike across multiple product lines. On paper, they say it's to help the brand grow and adapt to global changes. But everyone knows the truth. It's a last-ditch move to protect their image of exclusivity. Think about it. If fewer people are buying, hiking prices is one way to keep the illusion alive. It tells the world, hey, we're still the most luxurious. We're still the hardest to get. But in 2025, people are smarter than that. They're reading between the lines. And on social media, the backlash was instant. You want me to pay more for something I just saw being made in a sweatshop on TikTok? That's not growth. That's panic dressed up as prestige. And worse, even loyal customers are starting to question the value. With resale markets overflowing and demand dipping, buyers are realizing these bags may not even hold their value anymore. The question no one dared to ask is now being shouted. Is Hermes just another overpriced scam? And when the brand tried to move quietly past the controversy, the internet turned up the volume. This isn't just a PR issue anymore, it's a cultural rejection. Across Reddit threads, luxury subreddits, and TikTok comment sections, a new wave of content is exploding. The Hermes scam, Birkin lies, luxury isn't luxury anymore. Gen Z and millennials, once obsessed with labels, are now leading the rebellion. They're not just exposing the marketing tricks, they're tearing down the very concept of what luxury means. And Hermes is the perfect target. Users are posting side-by-side comparisons of supposed rare bags with those found on AliExpress. Others are calling out influencers for pushing overpriced products made in the same factories as knockoffs. Even longtime collectors are joining the pile-on. One viral post read, "I used to think owning a Birkin meant something. Now it just feels like I got played." This social media storm isn't just about Hermes. It's about people waking up and realizing that they've been buying into a fantasy that no longer holds up in the real world. And when celebrities start adding fuel to the fire, the fallout reaches a whole new level. No brand survives a cultural collapse when the celebrities walk away. And that's exactly what's happening. Kylie Jenner's comment wasn't just a passing thought. It was a cultural moment. She didn't blast Hermes outright. She did something even worse. She made them irrelevant. Because when Kylie Jenner, a billionaire known for flaunting her luxury wardrobe, says she's done with Hermes, it signals a shift in the zeitgeist. It tells her hundreds of millions of fans, you don't need this to feel valuable anymore. The ripple effect was immediate. Other influencers followed. Some quietly removed Hermes bags from their posts. Others sold theirs publicly on resale platforms and didn't hold back on why. It's not luxury anymore. It's just marketing. Resale markets began to shift. Prices dipped, scarcity dried up. And with more celebrities staying silent or hinting at their own disapproval, the once untouchable brand began to feel touchable. The Kylie effect turned a fashion accessory into a cautionary tale. But the real question now is, what comes next for Hermes? Because if you think this is the bottom, you haven't seen what the future holds. Hermes has spent decades selling more than just handbags. It sold a lifestyle, one built on silence, secrecy, and status. But now, that wall is crumbling, and the question is no longer if they're in trouble. It's how they plan to survive it. Can Hermes pull off a reinvention, or is the brand too tied to an outdated definition of luxury to evolve? Because the luxury world is changing. Today's buyers don't just want exclusivity, they want transparency, authenticity, and ethics. They want to know who made their bag, where, and why it's worth the price. Hermes, for all its heritage, has stayed silent on those questions. Worse, competitors are catching up. Quiet luxury brands that focus on real craftsmanship and slow production are rising. They're winning over the same consumers Hermes used to dominate. And with social media driving taste faster than any Paris runway, Hermes feels slow, outdated, vulnerable. They've spent decades telling the world they were different, better, rare. But after everything we've seen, the price hikes, the factory leaks, the influencer backlash, the truth is unavoidable. Hermes is just another brand, pretending to be something it's not. And now, with the internet watching and the world talking, their next move could decide everything. So let's recap. A brand built on mystery, control, and luxury is now facing its loudest reckoning yet. Factory workers are exposing production secrets, stores are empty, prices are rising while demand is falling, and Kylie Jenner, the queen of luxury influence, has publicly backed away. For a company that built its name on exclusivity, this is the nightmare scenario, because luxury only works if people believe in it. And once the illusion breaks, it's nearly impossible to put it back together. The Hermes story isn't just a luxury scandal, it's a warning, a signal that the old rules of fashion and wealth are being rewritten in real time. In 2025, status doesn't sell, truth does. So here's the question. If Kylie's out, if the mystery is gone, and if the products aren't rare, would you still drop $20,000 on a Hermes bag? Or is it time we all admit the obvious? We've been sold a dream, and it's finally time to wake up? Let us know in the comments, because this conversation is just getting started. And if you want more raw, unfiltered celebrity news and luxury breakdowns, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and stick with us. We've got more exposés coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's next.